even launch a lawsuit, it has to be determined that you're not wasting the court's money, because ultimately the judge's salary is paid by we the people. So a judge has to rule that the lawsuit has merit. And then if the lawsuit has merits, then you have to serve the person. If you serve the person, they contest it. Then you have the option of settling outside of court. If you don't settle outside of court, then it goes in front of a judge and a jury. But then in order to get that guilty verdict, then the jury has to rule that the other person actually broke the law.
Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to argue on this subject. What's your next subject? What was your next topic?
In order, the next thing that I said was that he admitted to sexual exploitation.
No, I'm not going to argue on this because, like, I mean...
Okay, well, I know. You asked me for the next topic. I'm just regurgitating the points that I gave to you in order now that we're breaking them down.
Okay.
So the second point that I gave you in order was that he admitted to sexual exploitation.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with you on this. Okay, you
okay, so you want the third point that I gave you?
No, I want to get off.
The third point that I gave you is that he's destroying the economy.
Okay, he's destroying the economy. Okay, explain that to me.
Sure. Because of Trump, we got the worst jobs report since 2003, ignoring recessions last year. Because of Trump, we got the most manufacturing bankruptcies since 2010 last year. Because of Trump, our economy lost 92,000 jobs in February of this year. Because of Trump, the gas prices rose the most they have since the Vietnam War in the 60s last month. Because of Trump, 10 million low-income Americans lost access to health insurance when we already have 51,000 that die every year via lack of access to health insurance. Because of Trump, 45 million Americans had their health insurance premiums go up by upwards of 300%. Because of Trump, last year we had 1.3 million layoffs and the highest level of unemployment since the pandemic. Because of Trump, GDP growth went down by over 1% compared to where it was at under Biden in 2024. Because of Trump, after consistent increases in investment into American manufacturing under the Democratic administration, now investment into American manufacturing has only gone down every single financial quarter under the Republican Trump administration. All of these macroeconomic data points indicate one conclusion and one conclusion only, and that conclusion is that Donald Trump is destroying the economy.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Do you think it is a coincidence that the e-files got released in December, and since then he kidnapped a Venezuelan president and went to war?
No.
You don't believe that's a coincidence?
No.
So what do you think is really going on?
A distraction? Clearly.
Okay. So do you think that Iran government, you think they're wrong for not wanting to negotiate when he said, give me 2 weeks, and he bombed them that weekend?
No.
Okay. So what is Trump doing good though? Because at the end of the day, he won the presidency.
Aren't we trying to ask you that?
Yeah,
aren't you supposed to be the one answering that?
I mean, I can't speak for over
the Trump supporter.
I can't speak for over 200 million people.
You can't speak for the good things Trump is doing.
I'm trying to figure out, why did Trump win presidency?
Because you voted for him?
I can't vote.
Okay.
I can't.
You're trying to figure this out. You know, Google is a great alternative to Dean and Parker on TikTok. Yeah.
I can't vote, but I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, so all right, hear me out. All right, we know Trump is an imbecile. We know Trump is on Truth Social and tweeting more than he's doing anything else. But at the end of the day,
this person has got to be trolling.
At the end of the day,
dude, this guy said in the comment section that I kicked him because I was scared of him, and he had a really good argument.
Yeah, you did kick me.
Because I was scared of you.
All right. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got kicked. Right?
Scared of you. Yeah, because I was scared of you.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Tell me. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming up. Michelle, is that how I pronounce your name, Michelle?
Hi, Dean. It's Michaela. Can you hear me?
Michaela. Okay. There's one individual who donates to me with that same name, Michaela. I've never known how to pronounce it until now, so thank you. Michaela, do you support Trump?
So, I'm very unique. I'm not like MAGA. I just this is my first time on a live, by the way, and actually I voted for him I voted red across the board in the last election.
Okay, no, and everything that you do now, if you went back in time, would you do it again?
Yes. And I'll tell you why.
All right, you're in the right place. So let me thank a couple people, and then I'll pass you that mic, all right?
So I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran. I worked in the intelligence community, and I was at Georgetown University School of Foreign Service. And I know, and I was in national security. I was planning to go back into it. I was focused on U.S. China, so I'm not looking at it from the vantage point of an average American voter. So I wanted to ask you, is that okay? I can still share.
If you would vote for Trump again, you're in the right place. Can I thank a couple people before we hop into the debate?
Absolutely.
Okay, Camp, thank you so much for the $100 on Super Chat. Camp, holy shit. Thank you so very much for the love and support. That is absolutely beyond kind of you, and I'm so very grateful. Thank you so very much, Camp. That is unfucking real. I want to see 1,000 Camp W's down below in that comment section. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Camp with the $100, that is CAMP, says, here's for your invaluable work, Dean. How you managed to suffer through their chuckle-headed idiocy is beyond my comprehension. Camp, I know that you've been watching the streams for a very long time now. I'm so very grateful for you and your continued support, and just know from the bottom of my heart that I don't think I deserve it, and it means the world. Also, same thing to you, Beth Davis. Thank you for the $50 on Super Chat. Thank you, Beth. Shout out to Beth and Camp in that chat. Beth with the 50 says, if you aren't part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. If we blindly follow a person because they are the president, are passive, and don't do anything about it, then you are just as bad. Thank you, Dean and Parker, for doing what you do. Well, thank you, Beth, not only for the $50 donation, but for the absolute truth nuke. Abso-fucking-lute truth nuke. Thank you, Beth. On Venmo, thank you, Max, for the $5 asking for me to get a whiteboard. I still need to do it. Holy. Thank you so much for the love and support, Max. And then on PayPal, Didi, thank you for the $5. Kaya, thank you for the $5. And with that, we are caught up. If you want to support me or the stream, you can find my PayPal and Venmo in the link tree in the bio and TikTok, pin message on YT, and right there, Dean Withers without the E. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump. Beyond Media. Golly, appreciate for the galaxy.
So support would be like very aggressive. I think that we need to really overhaul our American foreign policy across the board. I am partially in support in what he's doing. Now, when it comes to implementation with exactly what information he had, I didn't work in the intelligence community, and I do think it's up for debate what should be done. However, I think that the mainstream conversation around national security policies surrounding the Islamic regime in Iran, as far as his targeting of their nuclear capabilities, which they were developing under JCPOA. There were a lot of problems with it, as there are many problems.
Well, you just said that they're developing their nuclear capabilities under the JCPOA.
They were developing them.
Nah,
they had enough uranium.
I don't believe that you were ever part of the intelligence community.
I was. You can look up my name.
The reason why I dispute that is because that's not what the intelligence community said.
Well, they are not coming out with information, and this is part of the other problem. So that's why I'm not like super like, oh, I'm against whether you're against him or not.
They did.
But
the one piece of information
the
global intelligence communities came out about was in accordance with the IAEA, okay, reaffirming that they were not actively developing nuclear weapons.
They were not an imminent threat, or they're not actively developing them.
Well,
they were
both,
actively.
But what I meant to
they were
say
actively
is that
developing,
developing them.
They have something called UGFs, and they have underground facilities. They were developing nuclear weapons. Here's the issue. Okay, so
what's
we're
your
not going to be able to have
that they were doing
argument.
that while the JCPOA was in place?
So here's the. So I mean, it's only going to be from intelligence community. Kirtland Air Force Base is where we have our global strategic force.
Intelligence. Once again. Right, the IAEA.
They're not coming out with information doesn't mean they're not developing it, Dean.
They were coming out.
Wait, but like, where did you get the information that this is true?
I work in the Air Force, and my friend was teaching at the Nuclear Warfare College. But we have classified systems, which are called.
Wait, so you're sharing classified information?
No, so this is not classified because.
So then they came out with it.
Here, let me explain. Okay. Iran came out and said that they were obviously building nuclear weapons. There's a video of one of the Iranian officials stating this. But when it comes to JCPOA, we have different policies, and we have had information piecemeal here and there that they were developing nuclear capabilities with it. I'm kind of like almost touching the line, but not touching the line, because if you go on OSINT, which is open source intelligence, you can extrapolate with open source information or publicly available information that they were in fact developing these nuclear capabilities.
Okay, then give us the publicly available
Dean,
information.
I actually heard your previous conversation. Like we can go like, yeah, you can go binary with what you've got from the intelligence community, but I feel like it's like safe to say, like from your vantage point, if we were to be very hypothetical about it and not use the fact that they were developing it. For instance, you're like, we overthrew well, I forgot the project, the CIA project, where the CIA went and overthrew a bunch of nations' democratically elected leaders during the Cold War. If you have this dude, you know, they have Khomeini come in and they're highly distrusting of America because of what the CIA does with covert operations to overthrow regimes. Wouldn't it be safe to say that wouldn't they develop a nuclear capability when we have one, when Israel has one? So like, even if you look at it from their interests, of course, if they're able to develop a nuclear capability with JCPOA, 100% they would develop it just simply because of distrust of what that Western Hemisphere has engaged in over the course of the last century. Isn't that fair to say?
Nope.
No, you don't think so. You don't think the Islamic regime in Iran. Do you know that they're engaged with other, do you understand their behavior? The organization's behavior, the Islamic regime in Iran? Or do you understand whether the people support or defend? Do you think their people support them? Like, you have to I need to know if you know the dynamics between them and their own people, and specifically which demographics of their people, as well as their behavior across the world, to determine, because it's not about defending or going against whether or not they were at war and doing it, but you have to look at intent and the reason why they would do it. This is not conspiratorial. So look it up right now, Quds Force. Do you know what the Quds Force is? QUDS.
Nope.
You're a performer. Actually, I like you, and I think you have a very calm demeanor with Emily Wilson. So, but you are performative right now. It's actually kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
Are you calling the tinfoil hat performative?
Yeah, because
is this where you tell me I can use OSINT to extrapolate the data to determine that 5G is not going to fry my brainwaves? I'm performatively wearing the tinfoil hat, bro. Just trust me, bro. Classified U.S. intelligence that you're about to like dump on TikTok live publicly in front of 20,000 people proves that tinfoil hats are ineffective at blocking the radio waves that are going to give me testicular ball cancer.
Can you let me talk?
Can I talk, actually? You've been doing a lot of talking. Can I do some talking?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So you first told me that I could use OSINT to, quote-unquote, extrapolate data to prove that Iran was developing nuclear weapons while we were inside of the JCPOA. Do you know what OSINT is?
Open source intelligence.
Okay, and what is open source intelligence? Things like the internet, sites, forums, blogs, social media, things like newspapers, videos, public records, government data, anything in which isn't classified under like the FOIA Act here in America, for instance, right? Now, here's the thing. That was just a bunch of word vomit that was tantamount to the claim that you have evidence that is open source, meaning you could give it to me to prove that Iran broke the JCPOA. So give me that evidence. You've now affirmed in your word vomit that it was open source, so you can get it. And then you could
because the Iranian official actually came out and stated it himself.
Okay,
but
sure, then
the reason why I would tell you,
give me a source for that claim.
But let me caveat that claim with you, because I know you were passionate about critical thinking. The Iranian officials, you can't really trust their judgment anyway.
I just want the
because
source for the claim.
Okay, let me look it up.
Yeah, bro, go hop on OSINT. Go hop on OSINT, dude. Apparently you need OSINT to find a video of a Iranian official claiming to develop nuclear weapons. Holy bunch of word vomit. That's all that is, by the way. Straight up word vomit. But it's fine. It makes her sound more intelligent. It does. That's why a lot of people will use really big words in ways that don't honestly make too much sense.
How do I share it with you?
By stating the source. Like the name of an article and the publisher of the article. The same way you would cite a claim made in an 11th grade research paper. Ben! Thank you for the $1 on PayPal. You says Dean is the best. Thank you, Ben. That just came through right now. Shout out to you, dude.
I feel like
Shout out
I'm
to
winning a
Ben.
little bit because I've never seen you behave like this with other people who are really, like, honestly, not really higher dimensional in their conversations with you.
Okay.
I don't know why you're taking it as a win for him to think that you're like conspiratorial based upon your arguments, based upon the things that you've said. He quite literally described why you thought that way, and why you think that, given the way that you think that like the U.S. intelligence was indicating that we have undermined the JCPOA when there's literally no absolute evidence that indicates that, then
We
obviously
didn't
he's going to think
undermine
that
the
that's conspiratorial.
JCPOA. I said
Wait.
Iran, the Islamic regime in Iran.
We're
Yeah,
still
you said
waiting
that
on evidence.
you said that Iran broke the JCPOA, right?
They were developing nuclear
Okay.
capabilities. It was
And
limiting.
what was your evidence for that?
Ali Motahari is one of the evidence. He's the ex-Iranian official who claimed
You
it
just said
himself.
that their claims are not reliable. So
Well-
what U.S. intelligence? Because you said U.S. intelligence.
I'm giving you
indicated this, right?
Parker. I'm telling you that the
I
reason
actually
why I
dispute her.
wouldn't just rely
Iran
on
never
that-
claimed to be developing nuclear weapons when the JCPOA
You
was
guys are
in
listening.
place. So what's
Ali
his name?
Motahari.
How do I spell it?
Ali
Okay.
Motahari. It's M.
You cut off after the M and the O. Found him. Hello?
Yeah. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, so this came from a 2022 interview where he says that the original goal was to build a bomb and strengthen the deterrent forces of our nation.
This is after the JCPOA is gone, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
so, like,
this was already
this
after
is
3
evidence
years.
the JCPOA was broken by Iran. This is simply just evidence that they're talking about how they're building it up after the JCPOA is done because Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA.
Yeah, keep in mind that she's winning the debate, bro.
Okay.
So do you see all that ultimately is not evidence that Iran broke the JCPOA?
Okay.
So do you have any evidence that Iran broke the JCPOA?
Yeah, I'm sure I can compile a report from perhaps Government Accountability Office or whatever. They have quite several reports on inquiry of whether or not we're monitoring correctly, whether they're...
Okay, can you compile that report, please?
I don't think I'm interested because I'm pretty sure you're not interested either.
I'm very interested in the evidence that Trump was a liar when he signed off on them not building nukes during the JCPOA. The evidence that the IAEA was a liar when they said that with their 300 in-person visits per year to every facility and 24/7 access to off-site surveillance data, that they never saw any evidence of the development of nuclear weapons. That Russia was a liar because they were part of the JCPOA. That the EU was a liar when they were part of the JCPOA. That the UN was a liar when they were part of the JCPOA. And that the totality of the US was a liar too. Right? Like, I just want to let you know that you are, like, claiming to have uncovered, okay, like, a secret government controversy involving...
You're making it seem
like,
bigger than it is. It's honestly, the reason why it's controversial in Washington, let me explain to you why it would be controversial from a national security perspective, whether or not he should have pulled the trigger on what he was doing, is because there was no perceived imminent threat. That's the question. It's very subjective.
Do you have any evidence that they
I'll
broke the
give you that.
JCPOA or not?
Wait, what? Do you think there was an imminent threat?
Do I think there was an imminent threat?
Yeah.
It depends on decision making in Washington. Like I said, the reason why
I'm
I said
asking you based upon your own personal position.
I think that the Islamic regime in Iran poses an imminent threat. However, I don't know if it was...
Okay, so they did
the right
pose an imminent
decision.
threat.
How could
They
they pose
could.
an imminent nuclear threat?
They could or
without a
they
nuclear
did?
program?
They could, but I think it's more
Wait,
multifaceted.
wait. Could is a different argument from did, because the argument that you're supposed to establish from the intelligence standpoint is that they were an imminent threat at that very moment. And if you cannot establish that, then what's your argument, really?
Right.
Well,
like,
I was saying that it's it is up to debate whether or not he should have pulled the trigger on it.
let me ask you a
but
question.
I do support
Let me
him
ask you a
over
question.
No, it's not the debate. There is no debate. If you can't establish that there was an imminent threat, then what's the debate?
Well, I think it's up to whether or not you're working, like if you think that they should still have a nuclear weapon so that they can coerce the regional players when they fund proxy terrorists across
You have to
the
argue that they were even.
You're not letting me finish because you want to keep this in a lower dimensional
He's
realm because you're not going to be able to hold your own.
No.
You're not going to be able to hold your own debate
Is your
when it
argument
comes
for
to this
that they
because
had
you
an
guys
imminent
don't
threat?
work in national security and probably don't even have an interest in understanding exactly what.
Okay, you're not providing an argument. You're simply just like appealing to authority. I don't give a shit.
No, you're setting parameters to trap me so that I don't
really
explain the larger on the
I'm just
ground
trying to clarify
dynamics
the
with the Islamic
conversation. You're not
regime in
letting me.
Iran, who funds proxy terrorists in the region, and the women of
Okay, yeah.
Iran don't even support the Islamic regime.
Okay.
I don't support the
if you
IRGC
don't want to have a
either.
higher dimensional
So none of-
conversation
so
about
none
this,
of those
I'll be
claims-
honest
Higher
with you
dimensional
and with anyone
conversations?
who wants to engage in this. Yes, to talk about actually on the ground, to actually care about the human rights picture on the ground for the people, and whether or not it's a good idea.
Yeah, am I going to be able to respond, or are you just going to like
funds
grandstand?
terrorism around the world and funds cartel networks because they have all
Okay,
these
she's just
sanctions.
going to grandstand a million points.
No, they protect
That's fine,
themselves.
she can.
They're not a democratic. You talk about them they're not a democratic nation. The
Okay,
people don't. So, and I'm a woman. I'm a female. So it's not in my best interest anyway to support them. But I'm saying that if you don't want to look at the humanitarian picture with them as leaders in the region, they're not leaders. They're coercive. And then on top of the fact that they obviously know that they're not democratically put in their positions, they're going to do everything in their power to protect their positions. Let me explain something. I actually.
Oh
I
shit!
think
You have
that there's
more to explain? That's
I have
crazy.
more to explain.
Go
Like,
on.
Let me write it down, Dean. Let me write it down.
This is like a serious conversation. You have a leadership. You have influence, Dean and Parker, and I do respect that because your fans respect that. And I respect that you engage in higher order debates. But I do think that when it comes to these issues, it does warrant like a sound and a fair and a well-intentioned.
Okay, instead of
debate
describing
on
to
that.
us like how the debate should go, how about you just make your point?
Well, you know what? I don't want to set it. It's your debate, and I appreciate you giving me a platform. But I'm
So,
saying, and maybe in a different space, I would
I'd
love
like
to have a discussion.
I'd like to correct you on a lot of the things that you've said. So first, you said that it was up to debate. If they were or were not an imminent nuclear threat, you were wrong. The reason why that's not up to debate is because there's no evidence they were an imminent nuclear threat. Only evidence that they were not an imminent nuclear threat, i.e. the entire U.S. intelligence community agreeing that we completely obliterated their nuclear program in strikes last summer in 2025, and they haven't even tried to start rebuilding them ever since. So you were definitely wrong there. And then the second thing that you were very wrong about was attempting to question the morality of Donald Trump starting a war in Iran because of how oppressive and terroristic the IRGC is. Okay? Yeah, that also shouldn't give you any question to the morality of Trump's war because Donald Trump isn't going to get rid of the IRGC. Only if Donald Trump were to get rid of the oppressor would the question about the fact they're oppressor be relevant to starting the war. Okay? He's not getting rid of the IRGC. The IRGC is the institutional body that is oppressing the people of Iran today, still funding their terroristic proxies today, that Donald Trump is negotiating with today to achieve a peace deal tomorrow, which would include relinquishing economic sanctions on them to give them access to more money to rebuild their military and give more funding to their proxies. Okay? So you were wrong on every point that you made. All right, and then the icing on the cake was really the shit-ass point that you made about, I'm a member of the intelligence community, you're not. Yes, okay, I shouldn't be winning this debate, yet I am, okay? There's no reason
I'm not saying it's
why
about winning,
a
it's about that
21-year-old with, that's no professional experience inside of an intelligence community should know more and be more reasonable about foreign and global intelligence than somebody who
You're
has
wrong
been in the
about all
intelligence
of what
community.
you just said, and it's going to
you-
come out. It's going to come
okay,
out.
here we go.
I'm telling
Here's
you
Tulsi
right
Gabbard.
now.
Here's Tulsi Gabbard testifying in front of Congress that I'm not wrong about what I just said. You're gonna eat your fucking words.
So the assessment of the
you're
intelligence
wrong.
community is that Iran's
wrong.
nuclear enrichment program was obliterated by last summer's airstrikes.
Yes.
In the opening statement you submitted to the committee last night also stated, quote, there has been no effort since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability, end quote, correct?
That's right.
And that's the assessment of the intelligence community.
Yes.
How does it feel to absolutely eat your words?
Well, you lost because there's something called high value individuals. And what constitutes a nuclear program, Dean? Because it also includes scientists and engineers. It includes separate facilities where they do research and development. So when they develop target decks in which he's targeting different facilities, some that you claim are civilian and not part of not legitimate military targets, which in fact, if there are HVIs, high value individuals who are part of nuclear programs, or part of their military, or high value targets, which are facilities that are used for these capabilities, they are considered legitimate military targets under the law of armed conflict. So this is what I'm talking about, is that like when you
just
want to
gave
like
us a
shut it
definition
down,
of what an HVI is
Correct,
instead of responding
correct.
to the evidence that they're not an imminent nuclear threat
because you're
they
limiting
can't
it
make
to
nukes.
just going after their nuclear capabilities, and not that they
If
have
they don't have
potential
nuclear
to develop
capabilities,
future nuclear
listen,
capabilities
a potential
when they
to
have
develop future
engineers and
capabilities
scientists
means that
to run
you're
around
that I'm right.
developing it.
Wait. You're just reaffirming that I
You're wrong.
wasn't wrong. No. You're actually just
you're
explaining
wrong.
why I wasn't wrong. Your argument insofar as why they're an imminent nuclear threat today is because they could be an imminent nuclear threat years in the future. Imminent means immediate. They cannot be an immediate nuclear
What does
threat.
imminent mean?
Yeah, like, dude, what are we doing?
Saying it could be imminent is meaning that it's not imminent.
You have to
By the way,
look
not
at
just could be
decision
imminent, could be imminent in the
calculus. So-
future. She's making the claim that it could be imminent in the future, which means it is not imminent right now, which is a concession. that
Literally.
Donald Trump lied when
Wait,
he
what
said
do
they're
you
an
think?
imminent
A minute. What do
nuclear
you think What do you think nuclear weapons are used for? You think they're used? Do they just develop them so they can use them, or is it used for coercive negotiations in the region?
Coercive
Because you're
negotiations,
clearly
upholding
you don't
power
understand what the
control.
application of nuclear weapons is. No,
Dude, what a
Oh,
what a
that's
straw
such a
man!
dishonest
What a
remark
fucking
to
straw
pivot.
man!
That is
What
such a
fucking
dishonest
straw
remark to
man.
pivot.
I know. I gotta agree with Parker here. Listen, you got cooked about your false claim that I was incorrect in ushering in the point that there's no evidence to believe that they're an imminent nuclear threat by then like asking us about the usage of like nuclear weapons within maintaining soft and hard power, either by using the nukes for means of coercement or dropping the nukes and killing a bunch of people. And if I were you, I'd wipe that damn smile off your face. I don't understand why you're so happy with getting cooked, not by me, but by the U.S. intelligence community, in which you attempted to claim as authority insofar as why you could speak about things that we can understand. Like, legit, it's so fucking embarrassing, the fact that you claimed authority from the U.S. intelligence community. And then my counter argument against your claim that Iran could possibly be an imminent nuclear threat was the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, testifying on behalf of the intelligence community, saying that we completely obliterated their nuclear program months ago, okay? And they haven't even tried to start rebuilding it since. And because the word imminent means immediate, they're not an immediate/imminent nuclear threat, and you're wrong. Okay, but instead of addressing the fact that you're wrong, instead of addressing the evidence in which we gave you, you instead just decided to ask us if we know the applications of nuclear weapons within soft and hard power, instead of addressing the point to use as a pivot. So without pivoting this time, I would like you to please address the argument I gave you to demonstrate that there is absolutely no merit to the claim that Iran is an imminent nuclear threat, or was an imminent nuclear threat, when Donald Trump started the war on February 28th.
I'm not using my position, and I apologize if it came off that way. I'm not saying that I have a moral upper hand whatsoever. That's why I made sure to let you know I respect, and I think there's a valid discussion, well-intended discussion on whether or not implementation was the right move. That being said, I was over-explaining because I recognize that I do have knowledge because of my past experience of national security. So I want to elaborate so the audience is aware of the terminology I use, because it's natural for me to use acronyms, and I try to make sure I'm like focused and intentional so that I'm not just throwing around acronyms that don't mean anything to anyone. And when it comes to the evidence, that's pretty much all I have, but also that I do think that it warrants more elaboration that is maybe is past like a debate at this point. That is like a fair and valid discussion as to the behavior of Islamic regime in Iran, and so that people are informed about actual on the ground dynamics. But you can, and it's still, if you come to if you're like, you still hate Trump and you think he's evil and you think this was an evil move and you think it is in Israel's interest at the cost of Palestinians and other people in the region, because it does pose a danger once the Islamic regime in Iran is attacked, because all of our military bases become potential targets by the Shia militia group. So I'm saying that it's just something that we should talk about in those terms, and it's too difficult for the lens that you've given me, like the smaller aperture, because then it's really it kind of corners me into not being able to articulate it or to explain like maybe more so my intent behind why I was explaining or perhaps over explaining certain things.
All of the nuance that you think should be explored surrounding what they mean when they say we destroyed the nuclear program, like, does this mean we killed their scientists, is valid for sure. But regardless of what that nuanced conversation would conclude, it wouldn't change the fact that they're not an imminent nuclear threat. Because even if we just assume the base level of information required to achieve the claim that we completely obliterated their nuclear program, that would be the machinery required for further enrichment and construction of nuclear weapons. Let's just say and assume the scientists are still alive. Okay, well, because we destroyed all of their equipment required to enrich uranium and then make it into a weapon, and the fact that they haven't even started on rebuilding that, which is more evidence that we're talking about the actual machinery and equipment required, then they can't be an imminent nuclear threat, which means there can't be debate about if they're an imminent nuclear threat with any warrant to both of the two sides, which means you were wrong when you suggested that there was some warrant to the claim that they were an imminent nuclear threat.
So they're an imminent nuclear threat, as in that they can use it as leverage in negotiations. And I'm not gonna. I think it's fair up for debate. I consider it imminent nuclear threat because I say, hey, like you can get them right now because they are kind of cornered because of their the Hezbollah and
They
the
can't get them right now.
Hamas network. So
They
it
can't
is
get
a
nukes right now. That's not true.
No, they can't.
They'd have to rebuild their facilities. Then they'd have to further
Because
enrich
he-
the
because he
uranium that they
targeted
have
them.
to a weapons grade degree. Okay,
Because he
and then
degraded
they'd have
them.
to machine it into a weapon. They cannot be an imminent nuclear threat.
So I think her argument actually is that they're a nuclear threat, not that they're an imminent nuclear threat. And I think our argument would be that they're a greater nuclear threat because of Trump's leadership, because of the overturning of the JCPOA. The JCPOA we think was fundamental in limiting
the
their
JCPOA is
enrichment of
not.
uranium. What was the cap of enrichment of uranium under the JCPOA?
Wait, say it one more time.
What was the cap of the enrichment of uranium under the JCPOA?
So can I explain to you something? That's my contention with Washington D.C. and follow up and the monitoring of the situation. When you went and sent the inspectors from IAEA to them, or IAEA, whatever,
Yeah.
IAEA, yeah, thank you, to Iran, you have to notify them in advance before you send 2 inspectors to their facility. So let me explain. I lived in China when I was younger, and there's the same kind of strategy that the Washington D.C. is not catching up on. We take things literal. We're a high trust society. We take things literal. We expect you to follow. Let me use can I use a parallel example for this for monitoring and emissions? Like I'll use emissions and pollution related for factories. I worked in supply chain operations, and China has really bad pollution in factories. There were regulations to shut them down so that they can monitor in certain areas. So our factory shut down in China. I worked in textiles, anything high technology. What happened was that at nighttime, our factory would work at night after they would get a heads up from the local corrupt official saying, yeah, you guys can work because they got to make money. They got to make money. So they're like, yeah, you can work. You can go and work, but you're just going to go at night because we have plausible deniability with it. Plausible deniability is essential for this. Now, there needs to, can JCPOA work? I believe it can work. I believe that we need to come back to the table and re-strategize so that there is actual accountability and actual oversight over whether or not they're developing a nuclear program.
Okay. You say that you want there to be oversight. We had oversight. Trump is the one who undermined our ability to have oversight. We're saying that clearly the Democrats are preferable in making these negotiations happen. Trump has been less preferable in making these negotiations happen and has caused us to go to war. Trump even acknowledged this prior when he said that the Democrats were weak and ineffective and we're going to start a war with Iran because they can't negotiate, which is exactly what Trump ended up doing. So,
Okay, I would also like it to be known that in response to your claim that, well, because they had to let them know in advance that then they could just hide and scrub all of their enriched uranium. First reason why that's wrong is because they also had 24/7 access to surveillance cameras that tracked the movement of equipment and material inside of their facilities. And those were also tamper-proof, on top of the fact that the IAEA has extraordinarily advanced means of enrichment detection. And they could just straight up use like small cotton swipes on the fucking floor, okay, to detect highly enriched uranium. And this would mean that Iran would have to somehow navigate around the tamper-proof cameras. This means that somehow Iran would have to navigate around the fact that if there's even one fucking micron of enriched uranium that is left anywhere within the enrichment facilities whatsoever, that then they're caught, and navigate around the fact that these in-person visits weren't like once or twice a year, but 300 per year. Okay, and then on top of that, we also had satellite imagery. So if we wanted, which then monitored regular vehicle activity. So if there was any vehicle activity to and from the enrichment sites prior to an in-person visit that wasn't regular, okay, well then we know that they were doing shit. And in consideration of the satellite imagery, in consideration of the 300 in-person visits where they couldn't even leave a speck of dust from enriched uranium behind, and in consideration of the 24/7 access to surveillance of all of the sites with the cameras being tamper-proof, you have absolutely no reason to suggest that they broke the JCPOA.
Okay, like we have different views. You have more trust in Washington. I worked in Washington. I mean, I
trust in the processes.
I
What's the hole in the
people.
processes that I just described? What's the hole in the processes that I just described?
There's a lot of blacks on it. I mean, like we have Epstein, right?
What's
Like
the hole?
Epstein, the cameras busted before Epstein died. Like things happen, but
I know, but the
not
cameras
tamper-
never busted
not
in these
fully
uranium
tamper-proof.
enrichment sites.
Not that
we
they
had
reported.
we had access to non-busted camera feeds, so that's not a hole. So what's the hole in the
not that they
process
reported.
of the
There's
IAEA ensuring that they were honoring the JCPOA? Tell me the hole. Don't tell me about Epstein. Tell me the hole and all of the means that I just described to you that were used by the IAEA to ensure that Iran was honoring the deal. Describe the hole.
Okay, so you're only getting reported data. What will happen is that they will fluff around. They'll like I don't want to say the word like fluff around the kind of like SOP. They won't. Yeah, it won't be super secure. They'll
Then
tamper
what's the
with
hole in all the
things.
security that I
But
just gave you?
IAEA doesn't have an obligation to report everything on that to the public, so they'll have internal documentation. But I'm telling you that.
But the
Okay,
internal
so-
and documentation
okay,
can't
forget it.
contradict the data in which they were released.
Yes, yes, it can.
No, they
contradict
can't.
it,
They
because don't
can't.
have- They will withhold.
So I just want to clarify that now you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
Dean, you've beat me. Okay, you've described to me with perfection how there was no hole in the oversight and surveillance of the enrichment sites in Iran. But Dean, all that this means is that I'm still right. Iran was still enriching uranium while the deal was in place, and the IAEA did detect that because there's no holes in their detection. But they just never let the world know. They kept it to themselves, and then they publicly said that they weren't enriching uranium. Listen, this is why conspiratorial gibberish has no place in rational society. We should only believe things when we have good reason to believe things. And you're believing something not even when it's a reasonable possibility because it's an unreasonable possibility, but merely because it could be the case. Dude, this is no different than saying that NASA faked the moon landing and they just kept that internal and told people otherwise so we could beat the Soviets in the space race. But then we were secretly in cahoots with the Soviets behind the scenes like a WWE boxing match, and that's why they never came out and falsified the moon landing and actually affirmed that it was true because of the laser reflectors on the moon, right? There's no difference between the conspiracy theory that you're giving me about the secret cahoots between Iran, the US, the IAEA, the Russia, and the rest of the EU and the UN, okay, and the conspiracy theory that I just described to you about the moon landing. This is bullshit, all right? Not to mention that the US and the IAEA would have a vested interest in ensuring that they were not enriching weapons-grade uranium, and if they were enriching your weapons-grade uranium, then that would be collected in their public reports, and then the JCPOA would be thrown off the table.
Okay, you beat me. You beat me because it's like I can't. It's like I am pulling out of the air because you're not gonna. It's like you want to win. You want to look at the public data only. That's fine. That's on you, and that's valid. Everyone, you
Prove
can't
that
go
the
with-
private data that
You want to look at
substantiates
the
your view
public
even
data?
exists.
I'm sorry. How the hell are we supposed to look at the classified or private stuff? Like, tell me how we're supposed to do that.
Deductive thinking, but it's okay. Hey, okay, you know what? You win. I'm gonna give you this.
What? No, we're not trying to
no,
win. We're like, how do we do
You
that?
won.
Like,
I know. It's understanding organizational interests and then looking at kind of dynamics between DC multilaterals. It's fine. You win, and I want everyone to know you win. Can I just drop something
Okay.
real quick? Are you pro human rights? I know you are pro. I know you're pro human rights. I've seen your humanity when you were arguing with people who seem to be like not caring about things. Really quick, I'm going to East Congo this summer. Is that okay if I just say this real quick? I'm going to an organization, they're independent, called Focus Congo. And there's a crisis in East Congo because of minerals, rare earths. There's also issues with organizations on the ground and some sort of like rebel groups and things like this. I'll be going there this summer. They're an incredible organization, Focus Congo. And they have like Kalani follows them, Miss Rachel for Littles, everything.
We've done an $18,000 fundraiser for Focus Congo.
You have?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's awesome. Pappy Orion is the founder. He's my friend. He's really incredible. You spoke to him?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I would assume you know Athena?
What?
Do you know
I don't.
Athena?
I only speak to Pappy, and I know the different, like, some of the main people who have big social media presences on this team. But I'll be going out there this summer, Benny, Goma, and Bukavu. So I'll be meeting them.
Okay. Well, Pappy is an incredible individual. Focus Congo is super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that. I'll tell him.
Yeah, you have a good one, okay?
You too. Thank you. Take care.
Well, she believes in some crazy conspiratorial gibberish when it comes to Iran, but I mean, at least she's right on the money when it comes to the Congo. Focus Congo is great, by the way. If you want to donate to a great initiative, check Focus Congo out. They really do a lot. Focus Congo and Pappy, they do a lot for the Congolese. They're a great organization that is awesome to donate to. I need to go pee. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that next guest up here once we get the next Trump supporter loaded in.
Yeah, I only have a few more minutes probably. I honestly thought I would have been gone by now, to be honest.
Somebody says leave Africa alone. So Focus Congo and Pappy, he's Congolese. Okay, they operate in the Congo, and they're managed by Congolese individuals. So whoever in the comment section was saying leave Africa alone. Okay, this is a Congolese foundation for the people in the Congo. So don't know what the hell you're yapping about. We're going to go ahead and try to get that next guest up here very, very soon. So I could use the restroom real quick. Only up inside of that queue of your MAGA. By the way, if you want to support me or support the live stream, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, by message on YouTube, and right there, Dean Withers without the E. Good way to get a message across or ask a question. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Okay, facts are facts. It's not loading in. We got Brian loading in. Brian, do you support Trump?
Wholeheartedly, yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 41.
All right, Brian. Sounds good. Give me one moment because my phone is glitching the fuck out. What the hell? Sorry, dude. My whole setup is glitching the hell out. Give me one moment to get that settled here.
I see you loud and clear. I can hear you everything. So.
Perfect. Yeah, it's just like the queue on my phone is acting weird as shit. You go ahead and take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump. This is weird.
All right, reason why I support Trump. I mean, first of all, I give you a little breakdown. I am private military. I served in the Navy. But
I'm
I was
sorry.
joining.
I'm gonna interrupt you. I apologize because I just told you to go ahead. I'm gonna go to run to the restroom, everybody, and you won't believe who's connecting to the live stream, Parker. But, anyways.
Oh my god, bro.
But yeah, I'm gonna give you some smoking guns. I want you to be back. Go ahead and do your thing because I got some smoking gun information for you that you'll actually enjoy.
What's up, guys?
You could debate with Parker in the meantime. I'll be back.
Alrighty. Why do y'all support Trump?
Because his what he got going on right now, I agree with. I totally agree with. And if you want to start with the border stuff, because that's kind of what I can talk about.
Tell me why.
personally.
Like, be specific.
All right. So I do private security, okay? And I took on a job pretty much was funded by the NGOs, and it was through TDM, through the Texas Department of Emergency Management out there in Texas, where we picked up in Laredo, Mission, El Paso, all that. Where we picked up, the people from Venezuela, from Texas, and we bused them to sanctuary cities such as California, Chicago mostly, Philadelphia after a while they shut it down, a lot of New York, DC after like one or two stops. So it's mostly in Denver. Now, what I've saw wholeheartedly was this, and this is what was explained to us. And if you guys don't believe me, I will send you the manifest for how many people were on buses, because it was pretty much these charter buses that we were doing. They were
So you're saying
paying. They were paying
Republicans
these.
are sending people to sanctuary
No,
city?
no, no. This is why I agree with. This is why I agree with Trump. This is from the Democratic side. I agree with Trump
Okay.
wholeheartedly.
Okay. Just
So, this is what I saw. So when it was explained to us is that these people were getting at least $5,000 per family
nope.
to come into the country. No,
Nope.
I'm dead ass serious. Like,
I
you
need
can
a
say no.
source. Give me a source right now that
I'm-
people are being given $5,000 per person just to come to the country.
Bro, you're talking to a person who actually did the detail. So I am the source. And I
Oh
will
my
send
God,
it. Matter of
I
fact,
need an actual source, not
Dean, when this is
me.
all said and
Trust
done, I
me,
will send you
bro.
the
Trust me,
you
bro.
argue with me all you want, but Parker, Dean, I will send you the manifest if you want me to via
Yeah,
email.
go ahead. I would love to see the source. Dean,
Okay.
he's saying that they were giving people $5,000 to just come into the country.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you why we won't take your word for it. Because if you were
Okay.
telling the truth, then the story would have been anonymously
It did get broken.
whistleblown.
It did. It sure enough did. That's why the details stopped. Because one dude reported to the news stations and the radio out there, and they cut the entire program because everything was spilling out how much the
Okay,
contracts
so
were
then
for
you
the
actually
buses.
should be able to give us a source. You should be able to give us.
And I will. But what I'm saying is this. But
The
also,
work done by
as
a journalist
military-
with a collection of evidence from the whistleblower to verify that the claims.
so
of
it
the
has to
witness
be
is true.
from a journalist and not the person who was actually on the details.
If you could give us the evidence, that's fine. I'm just saying that it'd probably be easier.
That's what I
since
was
you're
trying to tell
telling us the
Parker
story's already broken.
before. But what I'm saying is this. This is why I agree with it, because I'm trying to explain what I've saw versus I will say this from a person who comes from a predominantly black community of what I've seen. Okay.
Okay.
So
how about
from
this?
what
Can I
they were-
recommend something, Brian?
Okay. All right. So I kind of see that you guys don't want me to explain anything, so you're gonna keep cutting me off. Go ahead. But go ahead.
You want to collect the evidence and come back? I do this every day.
No. What I said was I'm trying to explain to you why I support Trump, and I'm trying to give you my a precedence of why, and then what I've seen as us as Americans is that what we don't get versus what people get automatically versus the people who need help, as far as like homelessness people, drug addicts, homeless vets, all that type of stuff that's here. And then for me actually working in detail, getting paid 11 grand a month to bring these people in, to kind of seeing that they get free reign over a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, what
But
I'm
you guys
telling
don't
you
wanna
is I
believe
don't
me?
believe you, and you'll have to give
Okay.
evidence. So do you want to come back when you can collect evidence?
Yeah, I'm going to DM you. Can you send me an email and I'll send it to you so you can look at it?
Want to just rejoin the stream when you got it all ready to go?
Well, I don't know how to put it up on the thing, but I'm going to send you the email so you can pull it up so you can talk through it.
You could
Okay,
send me an
so
email.
I'm gonna-
my
yeah,
business
I'm gonna-
email's in the
I'm gonna
link tree
D-
in my bio.
Okay, I got you. I'm going to do it right now.
Okay, sounds good, man.
All right, brother.
Take care. Talk to him here soon. I guess he has evidence. You won't.
This guy,
Do
dude.
you know who this is? Do you know who this is, Parker?
Yeah, of course I know who this is. Platform.
Yeah,
You still
he's got-
support Trump?
I have a few questions for you guys. Who do you guys want me to vote for? Who do you want me to vote for?
Not Trump.
You don't know? Harris over Trump.
Harris over Trump. So that right there, Parker, gives me the delusion that you're still stuck in with the fact that both parties are good. Because if I sat here and said, do I still support Trump? No, I don't. But I don't support the Democratic Party either. So who should I vote for?
You
Because
should vote for
Harris
the
is an
better
idiot.
person, and Kamala Harris was better than Trump.
What is Kamala Harris going to do for our country?
Expand the child tax credit. She advocates to expand universal access to health care. She advocates to make a $2,000 cap on pharmaceuticals out of pocket, $35 cap per month on insulin.
It sounds like a bunch of
Geez.
socialism to me. And
That's
that's
none
not
of
what
this is socialism. Can you define socialism?
I'm not getting into this debate. I just want to jump up here and
Platform,
say,
define socialism, buddy.
who should we vote for? Because
I
I'm
already told you,
definitely
Democrats, bro.
no
So-
nobody.
so-
So you think the Democratic
Parker.
Party is better than the Republican Party?
Parker,
Absolutely.
he's kind of scared of political debate. But last time he joined the stream, he said that he made me, that he's responsible for
That is the most
news
ridiculous
that I
thing,
did.
Platform.
And I think he said the same thing about you. I
I
think,
think,
he also
uh,
said he made you.
I think I made both
Platform,
of
you did not make shit.
No, I think Parker. I definitely made you. I made you bigger than you
Platform,
could,
what are you talking about, bro?
brother. You sat up here with how many followers before you started putting me onto your live?
Dude, I had literally hundreds of thousands of people
No,
in my
you didn't.
stream, 100,000 followers.
Yeah,
Literally,
you wish you had
I
100,000.
had thousands of people in my stream every single day before you even came in.
Whatever. The point is that nobody's voting for Kamala Harris and nobody's voting for Donald Trump.
People did vote for Kamala Harris, and people did
The
vote.
government
for Trump.
needs to be completely restructured. Who's an independent that we should vote for? If you had to pick one,
Hey,
Zora
can you give us an
Mamdani.
example?
I'm not voting.
Okay, so then what are you coming up here for?
I'm so happy that you don't vote. Dude, we are so much better off because you don't vote.
You know what? You're
No,
right, Dean. You're
I'm
right,
so
Dean.
happy I'm not voting.
Dude, base. First agreement ever. Let me thank a couple people real quick. Wheelie, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. Who says, so Republicans had all these people on buses, and rather than deporting them, which is so important to them, Republicans sent them all to the U.S. as an active spy? Yeah, apparently. Would you quickly thank Wheelie for the $10 donation platform?
Thank you, Willie. I appreciate the $10 donation.
Very kind of you, platform. Very kind of you, platform. Jason, thank you for the
real
$10.
quick.
Who says, so intelligence is not required to work in intelligence? I guess, Jason, thank you for the $10. Jack, thank you for the $5. Ish, thank you for the $15. Who says, bro, if you left that tinfoil hat on for every stream, you'd still sound more sane than half these crazy fools, bro. So real, Ish. Thank you for the $50. That is beyond kind of you. Same thing to you, Sarah. Thank you for the $10. Then KM with the $10 as well. He says, dude, you hit him with it every time. Thank you for standing up for the soundless voices. Well, I appreciate you for the $10, KM. And then Amy, thank you for the $10. Who says, I really needed this live today. I spent the morning in the ER for the flu, and this is the perfect distraction while I rest up. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm really happy that we could help you out. Thank you so much. And then Serena, thank you for the $10 on Venmo as well. Thank you so much, you guys. We're all caught up over there. To quickly catch up on PayPal, thank you so much for the $20, Sandra, who says, I'm a physics/engineering
Dean.
student, but I believe in you and I support, and supporting you makes it worth it. Well, thank you, Sandra. Thank you so much. I wish you the very best of luck in your studies. Thank you for the $20 donation. It means so much to me. Show some love to Sandra down below. Christina, thank you for the $50 donation. Fucking hell, Christina. Show some love to Christina down below.
I
That is
can't believe this is
unreal.
all you do for the
Christina-
guests that give you money. You just sit there and say thank you. Like, you should be sending them some merch.
Platform, are you mad? Are you jealous? Is that what it is?
Jealous of TikTok money? No, thank you. I'm
Yeah,
good.
bro. It sounds like you are Platform.
No,
I was in the middle of thanking people and you cut me off to say that I don't do enough for them.
no, you don't. You need to be sending them merch.
Well, I mean, I agree. I should
What?
be sending people merch if they think they're spending money on merch, but they don't
Yeah, we don't have merch, bro.
because we don't have merch.
Oh, there you go. You know, there's another great idea for you too.
Well, Christina, on a real note, thank you so much for the $50 donation. I appreciate you. Show some love to Christina down below. This is one that's a huge one. Julia, thank you so much for the $60 donation on PayPal. Fucking hell, Julia. I wish I could send you some merch. Thank you for the $60 donation. So show some love to Julia down below who says, thank you for everything that you do. You've inspired me to study politics. Fucking yes, let's go. I love that, Julia. That's so awesome. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get 600 Julia W's. And Caitlin, thank you for the 5. Anya, thank you for the 3, and then Kavya, thank you for the $10. I'm so happy that what we do here helps inspire you. Thank you so much.
Okay, Dean, let me ask you a question. Now that you're all
Platform,
caught
are you
up.
still a chiropractor?
No, so let me ask you guys something. When it comes to
Forgot about that.
like calling people conspiracy theorists,
Wait, you said no? Wait, you stopped being in chiropractic school?
nobody ever admitted to being in chiropractic school.
Yeah, you had.
I
You
said
used
I'm
to be
in
a chiropractor.
I'm in medical school.
No, wait, wait, bro. I'm sorry. We all remember this. You literally were.
Dean, why are you or Parker, why are you trying to talk? You like to talk about people's personal lives when you need
What
something
do you
out of
mean?
a
I
conversation.
talk about your personal life. You brought this up a million times on the stream. I thought I
You
was
know what's
referencing
crazy is
something that was well known.
I've offered Dean $10,000 to fight, to box, meet up in person, but you guys want to sit here. You got your little minions running around researching
25.
people's pages. 25,000 you would get if you knocked me down. That would be the
just
deal.
to show up.
No.
Okay, then sorry, not worth my time.
Anyways, I wanted to ask. You guys call people conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, you
It's
are.
only a conspiracy. It's only a conspiracy until it's proven right. Correct?
Platform, is the Earth flat?
No, the Earth is not. Parker,
Okay, I have a question.
I used
Is
to
evolution fake?
macroevolution is, but micro is
You
not.
see what I mean? Macroevolution is just micro plus time. So you must be disputing
No.
time's existence.
No, that's just.
Did we land on
false.
the moon?
What?
Did
You
we
guys
land
asked
on
me.
the moon?
You guys try to get me into these stupid traps that are.
Did
just,
we land on the moon?
Yes, we landed on the moon.
Wow.
Well, I'm actually surprised you believed that, Dean.
Yeah, that's honestly nuts. Someone in the chat says, Dean, what's the Venmo? You can find the Venmo and the PayPal in the link tree in the bio on TikTok, pin message on YouTube, and right there, Dean Withers without the E.
Actually, platform. Can you thank everyone that sent Dean donos?
No.
Why not?
All I gotta say is you guys both supported somebody who. Yeah,
Bro,
you know
wait,
what I'm
wait,
about to
wait,
say.
wait,
You
wait,
know
wait,
what I'm about to
wait,
say,
wait,
Dean.
wait, 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 whoa.
What happened to your friend? What happened to your friend on TikTok?
No. One moment, because now y'all are saying
What
no one
happened
said
to
that in the
Sheikah?
chat. One second. Wait, 1 second. What y'all are saying that no one said that in the chat? No. I'm not. No, listen. I will show you guys. Somebody said that in the chat. Check it out, bro. Check it out. I'm not even trolling. I see in retrospect now how that makes me look bad. So I got to show this to y'all. Angel said, "Dean, what's the Venmo?" All right, go ahead, platform. Go ahead.
I gotta get off right now. Dean, appreciate you having me up, bro.
I appreciate you for coming up. I almost called you Santana.
Parker,
Santana's been
Parker,
co-hosting
unblock
with me a
me
little
from
bit
your
more.
streams.
I appreciate you for coming up, Parker.
Platform, you want me to unblock you? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, well, I have to unblock you too, but unblock me.
I'll think about it. Bye-bye, bud.
All right, peace out, brother.
Damn. How does it feel to
So-
get fucking mogged
Hey.
by Parker, you incel chud?
You know what's so funny, Dean, is you guys go onto these podcasts and I watch you and like I got people talking about you guys and I sit there and I'm like, these kids are actually idiots. Like you guys don't have any sense to like understand what you're talking about and you think you're in this political space when everyone
Okay.
knows after COVID that politics is garbage at this point.
Then beat me in a political debate.
Politics is garbage.
Then beat me if I'm such an idiot.
What
prove me
real
wrong.
world value does politics hold to us anymore?
Well, I
in
would
society?
expect a very privileged white man to not think that.
Oh,
politics
you're
holds
not.
much
You're not a what? You're
more
not a very privileged
value.
white man with all the privilege of the donations that you get.
Oh, trust me, I'm a very privileged white man. And I acknowledge that privilege. I just
And I
happen to
acknow-
also be
I-
empathetic, and I could understand how
Empathetic.
how much politics impacts the lives of others because of differences in
Did you get a
characteristics such as
degree in
gender, such as
psychology?
sex, such as race, so on and so forth. Like for instance, okay?
Did you
from the
study any
perspective-
psych growing up?
I mean, it says a guy that went to chiropractic school, but I was
No,
in
I'm
the middle
asking.
of a
Did you
statement.
Did you study any psych growing up?
I mean, like a little bit as is relevant to philosophy, but not too much.
Interesting.
Okay, but anyways, what I was in the middle of saying is I understand how from the perspective of a privileged white man, you think the only impact that politics has on your life is the price of gas, but that just like isn't the reality for so many different people, okay? Right? Like for instance, women. I mean, their access
Well, when we
to
look at
healthcare
like
hinges
things
on,
that's happening
okay,
in
politics.
Gaza, like a mass
For
genocide,
instance,
like I think
yeah,
obviously
Gaza
that's
for Palestinian individuals. the
Yeah,
mass
exactly. I agree
genocide.
with you. It's
or black
absolutely
and brown
ridiculous.
people in America in reference to allowing ICE to racially profile people. Now they're scared about getting picked up on the streets. You know,
You're
like,
worried about
like
ICE, and I'm worried about people in Gaza that are being brutally attacked for no reason other than existing in that area. So
I'm actually
you're
worried
worried
about both.
you're worried about fake problems within the United States that you think are major problems, and you portray them as major problems to get people to convince to listen to you and believe you, just like the news stations do. So then the problem becomes,
of
Dean.
this nation is not a fake
The
problem.
problem becomes, Dean, is I don't see you over in Africa doing what this last guest is doing. You're donating, sure, but
unironically did a fundraiser for the organization that they're
fundraiser.
joining
Dean, you
in
sit
Congo.
on your chair- you
What?
sit on your chair and
Dude,
take
that's
money from
crazy.
people and fundraise.
Whoa,
That's-
bro, dude, we rose $18,000
That's amazing. I'm
for
so
the
happy for
initiative that she said that she was going to be joining in
and
Congo.
anybody else who
like
looks
what?
like
What a
you can be
shitty
in
point
that-
to make.
No, anybody else who's in your and Parker's position, who's getting funding from higher ups or people
Tory,
that are paying
wait,
you.
Wait, higher ups?
then-
Wait, what higher ups give us funding?
Even your guests, you build this following. You're just going to be sitting on your butt taking money
Tory,
from people,
thank you for the
and then-
$10.
and then try to say you're doing something good.
Okay, 1 second. Tori, thank you so much for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you for allowing me to do something good. AP, thank you for the $10 asking where the merch is. I might get that soon. Oh, fuck. Dang. All right. I can't say any more than that. Thank you so much for the love. Light Blinded, thank you for the $30 donation over on Venmo, who says, this donation is to help you ensure that you do not send me merch. I love these debates more than anything, and taking time to make and sell merch would take time away from debating, never change. Thank you so much, Light Blinded. I appreciate you for the $30 to help me do something super duper good. Thank you so much, Light Blinded. Thank you.
You guys mock Trump because this is like your getaway right now is Trump. Like he's your guys' getaway until the next president or politician comes about that does something more corrupt. or better or less corrupt, and then you run with these conversations that just become boring. And this is why I haven't been on in a year and a half.
Okay.
So
If you think the conversations are boring, well,
I
I'd
just
argue
want
that
you to
they're-
do more
well,
for
yeah, yeah.
yourself, Dean. And
Okay.
and
What are you
politics is
doing?
not.
What are you doing for yourself?
I'm doing a lot in my personal life, and I think that you and Parker
Like,
need
what are
to
you doing that I should be doing?
get an outside life. Get a
Get an
life outside of
life?
this.
Okay, I have an
Get
outside life.
outside of your 4x4 bedroom and step into the real world and see that nobody cares about these conversations in all reality. They cause arguments. They cause.
Then why do we have 20,000 viewers?
Right. You have 20,000 viewers for what?
For
Because
talking
the
about
news
politics,
stations are
because people
boring now?
care. Holy.
Because the news stations are
because
boring
people
now?
care about politics? Maybe that's why I have 20,000 viewers?
People don't. What are you actually caring about in politics?
About the lives and well-beings of millions of people, actually billions of people, and because we're not only going to be
But you have a
concerned with
terrible
the lives of those in
relationship with your
America, but also
father.
those outside of America.
But you have a terrible relationship with your father.
That I do not. I have a great relationship with my father.
Interesting.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Because Dean,
Dick?
we've had these conversations. Yeah, Dick, because it's facts. We've had these conversations. you act like you care about society, Dean, but you don't even care about. I'm telling you, you need to figure it out. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
I didn't want
need
to.
to
I
figure
didn't
out?
want to get too
Just
deep
tell-
into this.
just
I
tell
don't
me
care,
what I need
Dean.
to
I
figure
think.
out.
I just think that politics it's a joke, and don't vote
You
for Trump.
understand-
Don't vote
you
for
understand
Harris.
that-
Don't
you
vote for.
understand that with the right political outcomes,
Dean,
the
don't
Palestinian
don't
people
vote for
could
Dean
stop getting
Withers ever
genocided?
in the future. Don't vote for Parker ever in the future.
Can you please listen to what I'm saying
Stop
here?
voting.
Listen to what I'm saying here. You said that you cared about the Palestinian people who are being genocided, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, if we get the right political outcomes, politics can stop that genocide.
Says who? This is what they say about every single administration.
Says anti-Zionist progressive
No, this is like a
politicians
belief,
who are
this
trying
delusion-
to
this is
overthrow
like
the
a delusion
establishment
that they've
and
brainwashed you
reform the two-party system as we
Dean,
know
you
it,
will have
to weed
no
out
impact.
Zionism
You
out
will
of
have
the
no
American government.
impact. You will have no impact on the political outcome when it comes to voting from
Okay.
here on out.
So true.
That's it. It's done.
Just
It's
because
been
you say
done
something
before
makes it
COVID.
true. I know.
No, it's been done since the 2000s. It's
This
probably
guy's
been
just
done since
delusional.
1960s.
This guy's just nuts. I don't like. Dean, you have no impact, bro.
Dean,
I'm
how often is
unironically
it- how honest-
the largest Gen Z political streamer.
I know you are.
Dude, what are we doing? Yes, clearly, I think I have a little bit
You're
of an
mad
impact
because
there.
I'm speaking facts. You're getting upset because I'm speaking
I
facts.
know.
and
I'm
nobody
just
cares
pointing
about
out
what
that
you're
what you're
streaming
saying
about.
is so clearly false.
No, it's not false. It's an opinion. So it's not something that can be false or
Oh
true.
wait, opinions can't be false.
No, they're just an opinion.
Really? What's a proposition?
All I'm saying, Dean, is
What's a
politics
proposition?
is falling
Answer
apart.
my question. What's a proposition?
Politics is falling apart.
Wait, is that an opinion?
What does the vagus nerve do?
Wait, 1 second. Is that an opinion? Is that
What
is
does
that
the
your
vagus
opinion?
nerve
Is
do?
your opinion that politics are falling apart?
What does the third cranial nerve
Why
do?
is he dodging? Is it your opinion that my streams don't have any effective outcomes? Is that your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, but I thought you just said that your opinions can't be true.
No,
So therefore your opinion's not true. Therefore, it's not true. It's not true that these. It's not true that these live streams have no impact on the American voting
system.
system.
It's not a proven fact. Dean, I'm not going to argue with you about this. I'm just trying to tell you simply
Unreal.
that politics is falling apart.
Trina, thank you so much for the $20. Who
We
says
need
I
to
care about
stop
politics
putting
because I want
trust
a better
into
life for myself,
politicians.
others,
We
and my
need to stop
children.
putting
I want
trust into people like Dean
to be
and
safe
Parker,
and happy in this
Trump,
country.
Kamala
And if you
Harris,
care about your country.
and
You care about
politicians.
politics. So real. Well, Trina, I really appreciate you for the $20 and thank you so much. Okay, well, it's my opinion that you're wrong, and I guess that we could just believe in whatever we want now because opinions can't be true or false. Thank you for the $20, Trina. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, that dude's nuts. I mean, at least he thinks what's going on in Palestine is a genocide. He definitely didn't. I mean, it's good that he thinks that. I don't think he thought that a couple years ago. Glasky, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you. Thank you. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, folks. This is probably going to be the last guest of the day because I'm going to hop off here and spend some time with my beloved girlfriend. But we still got a little bit of time to do another debate. So let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. I'm a little tired. Not going to lie. I'm a little tired. I feel like I wasn't this tired at the end of my live stream yesterday. We're going to try to find that next guest, folks. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Oh, man. All right. Who's the last guest going to be? Yeah, yesterday, I took a 2.5 hour nap before I went.
What's up, Dean?
Hi, who are you?
Uncle Grandpa? You read? You know, you can't read, Dean?
Oh, but you just like accused me of running away from you in the chat. But the funniest thing
Dude,
is
I've
I
been
don't
trying
know
to get
who
in your
you are.
live for so long, bro, and you never let me up, bro. That's
Okay,
all
maybe
I'm
it's
saying.
because at any given point there's over 80
I know there's
people inside
so
the
many
queue.
people, Dean. I know you're so popular. Keep appealing to emotions, guy.
I'm just simply
The whole
pointing out
debate,
the
the whole
fact.
debate, you're gonna appeal to emotions. Let's set our axioms first. Trump
nothing-
needs to run for a third term. Set our axioms. What do you want our axioms to be? I'll let you set them. You're the judge. Go, Dean. It's your live.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm not appealing by emotions.
You always appeal to emotions every debate. That's all you do. That's all you can do. You interrupt people. But I'm going to stop interrupting you. This is the last time I'll interrupt you. I swear to God, I'm going to mute myself just for you.
That was ironic. Dean, all you do is appeal to emotions and interrupt, as you say, and appealing to your emotions and interrupting. But anyways, so I wasn't appealing to anybody's emotions when I pointed out the statistical fact that because there's at any point 80 to 100 people inside of my guest request, that makes the statistical likelihood that you will be chosen infinitesimally small. So no, I'm not running away from you if it takes you a day or two in order to get up on the live stream. In fact, I think that the statistical probability would be is that it'd actually take you much longer than sitting in my queue for 2 days to get up into the box, because we maybe have 10 debates a day with 100 people inside of the queue at any given point in time. Yeah, it might take you a while to be selected. You got lucky. Now, said that you wanted to set our axioms. What?
I want to have an actual logical debate. I concede you're
I mean,
correct. I did. You're exactly right. You won
you
the
know what
first
an
debate.
axiom
You won
is?
it. You won. Yes, I do. We're
What's
going to
an
set
axiom?
the fundamental groundworks for our logical debate and reasoning. You better get ready, boy. I have an eidetic memory too. I also have a PhD. You have no college experience. I'm 42, going to be 43. How old are you, little boy? You better call Santana. Santana could debate me. Call him up here. I want to debate both of you at the same time. I'll debate you, Parker, and Santana at the same time. And you guys can get a little group call and mute the live and have little conversations together. Your aunt's brain will not see it. Trump should run 2028. Should he or should he not? Let's debate it. You set the groundwork for it. Tell me what you want to do. You will appeal to emotion and you will run away. Somebody record this and please send it to my DMs, because I'm going to dog walk this little boy. I am all of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I am famine. I am war. We will win in Iran because we have the greatest military that has ever existed since time began on Earth. Let's go, buddy. Debate me. I know science, math, history, politics, economics. Since the age of 3, when I taught myself to read Peter Rabbit, I've been tumbling in the briars, Dean. Yeah, hey, pull up pictures of corn. Let's go. Set the groundwork.
So we're gonna set the groundwork. Here's my first axiomatic foundational truth. You're a fucking cornball, buddy. Do you accept the axiom?
He's gonna kick me. I have.
Do you accept the axiom that you're a fucking cornball?
I have satellites set up to my phone. I have
Can you
everything.
please?
I won't lose internet.
Do you accept the foundational truth that you're a fucking cornball?
I know my words go too fast for you. I also have ADD, so my eidetic memory, the ADD. I mean, it's a videographic memory. I can take a picture of the past and then I can walk around in it like it's a video. I have Einstein in my brain writing on a whiteboard, chatting over to Isaac Newton. And they're about the differences between founding calculus to solve problems. Oh, too funny to troll? Again, you won't set the groundwork. You won't set the groundwork.
That was actually hilarious. That was funny as shit, dude.
Hey, Dean, thank some of your donos, okay? Thank those old women with their bank accounts that are emptying to you because you do provide a service. You are entertaining, my little man. I've been watching you since you were a little boy, as if I'm... Oh, I can't say that. I don't want to get booted, because TikTok will boot me if I.
What were you about to say, dude?
I know you know what I was gonna say, Dean.
What the fuck were you gonna say?
Dean. Go.
What were you
Set the
gonna
groundwork.
say? No. What were you gonna say?
I'm not going to let you make me mad. I'm calm. I am inside the eye of this storm, Dean. And even if we don't debate, this will get clipped and it will show that you run from people with IQs and EQs higher than yours. You pick on all these little mega boys that don't understand the fundamentals of our universe. Dean, shake your head. I've been smoking the pipe too. It calms me down.
Oh, I can tell, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
don't-
Oh, yeah. I know you
trust
can
me,
tell,
my
Dean.
friend.
I know.
Trust
Interrupt
me,
me.
my
Keep
friend.
interrupting
We
me.
could tell.
I'll mute
Wait.
myself.
You
talk.
told
Go
me
ahead.
to thank all the old ladies who emptied their bank accounts and donated to me. So I'm going to go and do that real quick.
Oh, yeah. Be a
Ian,
good
thank
boy,
you so
Dean.
much
Be a
for
good
the
boy.
10
Good boy.
euros over on YouTube Super Chat. Who says, this is why you should never take Coke. So real. Thank you for the $10, Ian. Chelsea, thank you for the $10. Who says, this guy's so whiny and cringe. Couldn't have said it better myself. Slick with the $10. Who says, $10 because you KO'd that last dude so bad he actually needs a chiropractor now. That's funny as shit. You guys are hilarious. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. On Venmo, Kayla, thank you for the $2 for Einstein and Newton. They're about to work overtime. So real. Rami, thank you for the $20 donation on Venmo. Show some love to Rami, who says, thank you for your services. Hello. Thank you, old lady who's emptying her bank account. Abby, thank you for the $20 donation, who says, I'd like to invest in the gift shop. Thank you, Abby. Then Lauren with a 10, who says, did that guest send you the manifesto yet? I haven't seen it. Payne, thank you for the $5. Diana, thank you for the $10. And then Gerald, thank you so much for the $25 donation, who says, platform's only up there because he fell off and is trying to gain clout from your stream. Well, he's not up here anymore because he got kicked. Jason, thank you for the $10. And Ryan, thank you for the $10. You guys are very awesome. By the way, Jason and Ryan, just want to let you guys know that you are now old ladies who are emptying your bank accounts to donate to me. So thank you for the love and the support. On PayPal, Janice, thank you for the $10. Who says, this caller is fantasizing about having a group activity with you and Parker. What a joke. Dee Dee, thank you for the $10. Who says, pre-HD, pretty hopeless dingbat. That's hilarious. Then Vanessa, thank you for the $20. Who says, hey Dean, I just want to say thank you to you and Parker to have led me to be more interested in politics. Never liked it, but both of you have helped me get into it. I'm so happy that that's been the outcome. Like, seriously, that's what we want. And I'm just so proud of you for getting interested, Vanessa. Thank you for the $20. And then Jacob, thank you for the 10. Eli, thank you for the 5. Then Janice, thank you for the $15. He says, I love the poorly educated. Like this guest, very poorly educated. Austin, thank you for the 5. And then Lindsay, thank you so much for the $10. And then another Lindsay, thank you for the $20. Who says, do people not understand that to have a debate, you actually have to debate? I know, it's just kind of like the workup, you know, but I just have to thank all the old ladies emptying their bank accounts first. So thank you, old lady, for emptying your bank account. Shout out to Lindsay. Same thing to Kraken Crevice. Thank you for the $10. Who says, old lady emptying my account. Thank you. And then Scott, thank you for the $25 donation, who says, I want to be an old lady too. Scott, you're an old lady, Scott. Thank you for the $25. Thank you, Miss Scott. Thank you so much. And then Marianne with the $10, who says, if you have to tell people how intelligent you are, then you probably aren't. I agree with that message. Okay, let's hop into the debate. Why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because he's draining the swamp.
Okay, I would posit that Trump is the swamp. He's the one with the 34 felony convictions of fraud. He's the one that tried to install himself for a second term against the voice of the vote and the people in 2020. Remember the whole J6 and hang Mike Pence fake elector scheme thing. Okay, he's the one that's installing DUI hires like Pete Hegseth with no merit to be our Secretary of Defense, renamed to the Secretary of War, who's like quoting fictitious Bible verses in official settings, giving public addresses. Okay, you know, he's the one committing the rampant cronyism and corruption by like breaking the law to not pay out food stamp benefits for 12 million low-income American starving families, saying that the power is vested in him to manage the midterm elections, not the states, like Article 2 of the Constitution says, or passing illegal EOs like 14160 to reframe the Constitution as we know it and take constitutional rights away from those in which have them. You know, he's the swamp, my friend.
I never said he was a good guy. I said Trump is draining the swamp. You didn't even address my point, little guy. You are playing right into my hands. I'm going to eat you alive. I have a satellite hooked up to my phone. It's a clear day over here in California, Dean. I'm going to eat you alive because
I addressed your point by saying he's not draining the swamp.
No, you didn't. No, you did not. You did not. Nothing you said is actual empirical evidence based on a source. Give me a source that says that, Dean. Give me a source that says. Give me a source that says that. Come on, Dean. You didn't address any points. Give me your source. What's your source for what you said against my claim?
So my source that he's not draining the swamp, but he's rather the swamp. The first claim that I made is that he illegally refused.
That is not logical. You are assuming the antecedent right now, little boy. That's an error in your fallacy.
to.
Have you ever taken
you,
an honors philosophy class in college that is taught by the head of the Department of Philosophy and a theoretical mathematician that received a degree from California? Yeah, I went to LMC,
yes.
Los Medanos.
Actually, funny enough, yes, that's actually hilarious. I actually have been taught a philosophy course at a university taught by the head of department that received a degree from California because Michael Humer, who's now the head of the philosophy department at CU Boulder, legitimately got a degree from CU Berkeley.
My grandfather was the dean of multiple.
It's funny.
My grandfather was the dean. Can I talk, Dean, or are you going to keep?
I don't know. Can you? Fucking can you? You don't even know what the word "can" means, and you're up here trying to claim to be an intellect driven by the power of Einstein and Newton in your fucking head. You know, jack shit. Never ask, can I do something ever again? Because clearly, you possibly can engage in the action to continue to speak. You say, may I speak? Use the word may to indicate that you're asking for permission from another individual to speak. Not the word can, because that's indicative of your possibility to do so. Clearly, you possibly can continue to speak. You have to use the word may.
Kick me. You'll only win if you kick me. Kick me right now. Kick me right now.
So you admit that if I kicked you, I'd win?
Listen to me. You would win if you kick me. Yeah, I admit. And I hope all the donos come in. Dean, I love how you bring people to politics. I've been following you since you're young, and I've always supported you. I've actually donated to you before. Dean, you bring so many people to politics. It is such a positive thing. And I hope you get a fucking $1 million. I hope Elon Trump hops in, agrees with me, and then gives you $1 billion. I love that you bring people to politics. I love education. I love learning. I used to be a teacher for special education. The last school I taught at before I quit because I have so much money. I've been in finance since I turned 18. Dean, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Dean. I know you're going to appeal to emotions the entire time because you can't see my intellect. I have the foolproof, valid, and sound argument that Donald Trump should run in 2028. And you will lose that debate. You will lose the debate.
What's the argument?
I'm going to let you go first. Say why he should not run in 2028. I already know what you're going to. I've heard you say it before, Dean. Do you want me to say it? Because Trump should not run in 2028 because it goes against what amendment, Dean? Do you know what amendment it goes against?
Yes.
What? Tell everybody the amendment, Dean. Be a good boy. I'm teacher. You are student. I'm going to be a fucking master Jedi, you Padawan ass bitch looking ass motherfucker.
Well, you can't say that you're the teacher and then I'm the student and then ask me to teach by telling you what fucking amendment it is, okay? I think that you need to pay a little bit closer attention to the, just
see how Dean has OGT. That's called oppositional defiance disorder. Every time somebody spanks Dean, he gets mad, he yells. Hold on, Dean. I'm going to mute myself. Go thank them donos I'm bringing in, boy. And megas, don't donate shit to me. Donate it all to Dean. He is the voice of the new generation. He is great at what he does. And by the time he turns my age, right now, Dean, I'm 42. I'm going to turn 43.
Can you just give me the fucking argument why you think Donald Trump should
I want to hear what amendment it is first, and then I'll lay out my
told you, it's
argument.
the 22nd.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Sorry. When I get a little excited, Dean, because I love to speak. You know, I love to hear myself talk. I'm narcissistic. I am sociopathic. I am. Oh no, I know. I memorized the DSM-3 when it came out, and you know how excited. Do you know how excited? Do you know how excited I was? Do you know how excited I was when the DSM-5 came out?
I just want the argument. Why should Trump run for a third term?
I'm going to mute myself and let you go off, a little boy. Tell me when I can unmute and you won't interrupt me.
Just speak now. Just tell us why you think Trump should run for a third term. I'm making the floor yours, dude. Come on.
Trump should run for a third term because he is draining the swamp.
How so?
Counter argument.
I'll ask you for your supporting evidence first. How is Trump draining the swamp?
Who's been fired recently from the Trump administration?
Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem. Those are the main two firees.
Santana, boy. I know those are all corrupt people. I love that they've been fired. Trump is so fucking incompetent that he leaks the plans. What was Project 2024? Can you tell me, Dean? Will you remind me? I'm so fucking stupid.
We could tell, my friend. Do you mean Project 2025?
Sorry, my bad. You're correct. I concede. You win. That is true.
Wait, so Einstein's not greasing your gears anymore? Because you said...
Nah, he fell off the ladder. I'll get him back up. Hold up. Can you, since I provided evidence that he's draining the swamp, because those are corrupt people and they're no longer here. And the people that he's replacing that are more incompetent, but they will not have the same level of corruption. And how do you know corruption has what, Dean? If the bad people are losing their jobs, is corruption going up or down when bad people lose their jobs, Dean?
Well, when the bad people lose their jobs, then they're replaced with other bad people. It stays the same, honestly.
Do you or do you not want Trump to be impeached and lose the presidency, go to jail, and be there for the rest of life? Do you or do you not want that to happen?
I would like that to happen, yeah.
So is JD Vance going to be better or worse for the United States than Donald Trump?
Better.
Supporting evidence and source.
Sure, he's a follower, a fucking lapdog. He's willing to do whatever will get him more power and control. This is why he went from saying that Trump is America's Hitler to saying that Trump is America's best president. Because in changing his ideological belief, he was able to gain more power and control. Now, if the Democrats were able to get a majority in the Senate, in the House, impeach Trump and throw him out, then JD Vance would be president, but he would live under that same threat of impeachment. So in the same way he was able to change his ideological position from calling Trump Hitler to calling Trump the best president, he would then just once again reshift his ideological position to whatever the majority of Congress demanded, else risk him being thrown out too. Okay? So unironically, because JD Vance is a fucking following lapdog grifter, he would be more likely to be susceptible to the influence of a Democratic majority
More
in
likely
Congress.
is not empirical
until
evidence.
The two,
What
until the
evidence
last
do you
2 years
have
of the
to
term
say
would be
more
over.
likely, Dean? What
And
evidence
then
do you have
we
to
get
say more
better
likely?
outcomes.
What evidence do you have to say more likely? I
The
need a
ideological
source,
shift in
Dean.
which he experienced insofar as becoming Donald Trump's VP.
How many years has JD Vance been president?
0.
Then you have no empirical evidence that he is going to be a follower, do you? You don't know, Dean. You
Well,
can't
yes, I
predict
do.
the
I just
future.
gave it to
Are you
He's a follower of
Nostradamus?
Trump. They're all followers.
Is
They're all
your
fucking
name
lapdogs.
Nostradamus?
The
Are you
entirety of
God?
MAGA is
Are you a
following
God,
lapdogs.
Dean? You know the
I could
future?
listen. I could give you more evidence that he's a follower. The same thing with the rest of the MAGA GOP. It's because all of the traditional conservative norms in which they've claimed to and held to for so long. Hang rapists. A law and order for all. Nobody's above the law. Prosecute the crime harshly. Fiscal conservatism. We don't like spending money. So on and so forth. That all goes out the window the moment Trump does it. The moment Trump is a rapist, they no longer chant hang rapists. The moment Trump's in the Epstein files, they no longer want accountability and transparency. The moment Trump spends the most money out of any president in modern American history, they don't blink twice, even though that is the antecedent to traditional and modern day conservative values. The moment that Donald Trump becomes a 34 count felon and breaks the law every day of his term, they no longer argue law, order, and accountability for all. They let felons run the country and ignore the new crimes they commit. Okay, clearly JD Vance is a follower. In fact, the leader of the followers, because he's the leader of all of the GOP that bows the knee to Donald Trump every single day. So because he's a follower and willing to do it, we'll ever give him the most power possible the moment Trump's out of the picture, and then he will be serving to the demands of the Democratic majority Congress, which is exactly why I think it would be better for JD Vance to be president after Trump is impeached compared to Donald Trump himself. Now, would it be optimal? No. Would it be even beneficial for the country? No. The country would still be on a downward trend, just not as drastic as a downward trend if Trump were president.
Was Adolf Hitler a follower or a leader?
Oh my God. I think that Adolf Hitler was a follower of his own insanity, prejudice, and anger.
Is JD Vance sane or insane?
JD Vance? I actually think JD Vance is sane.
Source, evidence.
The reason why I think that JD Vance is sane, and let me be clear with what I mean when I say this, the reason why I think that JD Vance is sane is because he's not ideologically incoherent like insane people are. Reference Trump. He is ideologically coherent in the sense that his goal, although it be evil, the culmination of more power and control, money as well, okay, would adhere to every single action that he engages in, every single ideological shift in which he makes, and every single line of praise he gives to the almighty Trump. Okay, and that makes him dangerous. Okay, that makes him very dangerous, and it also doesn't make him a good person. In fact, I'd argue it makes him a worse person. But that's why I'd argue that he's sane.
Was Project 2025 written by sane or insane people?
They're ludicrous, insane.
How much of Project 2025 has come true so far, Dean?
Quite a bit. Alan, hop in that queue, dude.
So what you're saying is insane people can do things that are very great works. And I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not arguing from a moral or ethical standpoint, Dean. What I'm saying is the
But I don't
think
even know what
tank
you mean
that
by
created
great.
Project 2025 was made full of intelligent people, Dean, people as smart as you. However, they've been brainwashed to believe in specific ideologies. Dean, I'm not arguing
Santana,
that.
do you have any words for the corn?
Oh, Santana, dude, I love you, man. You are so smart, Santana. You are, if you were white, you would be the largest debater on TikTok because of
Wondering where you're going with
racism that exists in the United States, Santana. You are not where you should be. And it's like, why is Eminem the best rapper? Because he's white. Because there's racism in America. How many white kids will argue right now that Eminem is the best rapper? It doesn't matter that he's white or black or what fucking color he is, right? It's that he is white, and that's why he'll always be the best for every white boy out there. Every white boy, right, is going to stand behind their proud leader, Eminem. And when he came out and supported Donald Trump, they even loved it more. And there's so many conspiracy theories about
Eminem never
he still
said he
supported
supported Trump. He actually campaigned for Kamala Harris in Detroit. Dean, honestly, I don't even know what to say anymore because, I was going to make a Joe Hendry joke, but like that whole thing just completely caught me off guard. I legitimately don't even know what to say anymore.
You'd win every debate except for this one. Because I've created the most sound
This guy's nuts.
and valid argument based on.
Be quiet. JJ, thank you for the $20 donation on PayPal. He says intellect, but misspelled. JJ misspelled intellect, and I'm pretty sure that's a joke because this guy said intellect wrong earlier when he was calling himself intellectual. Thank you for the $20.
I just want to say real quick, I was born with ADP and I have ADD. So I do stutter a lot. It was a lot worse when I was younger, but I got a lot of therapy. But thank you for making fun of that, Dean. I appreciate that.
Okay, well, clearly I didn't know that you had a stutter. Now that you've shared this information with me, I will take back the joke about you.
So you can see that I've won a debate with
intellect.
you. We're 1-on-1. You won the first debate, and I just won this one. So we're 1-1, right? Right, Dean? We're even, right?
Yeah, I won the debate
Let's
about
call
how
it
Trump
even.
is a rapist.
Dean,
You won the
Trump
debate
should
about...
be. He is a rapist. I believe he is. I'm not arguing that Trump is a good person. He's a piece of shit. He's one of the most vile people to ever be fucking president of a country. But if Trump wins in 2028.
Janice, thank you for the $10. Who says MAGA men sound like this when their inner predator arises? Thank you for the $10, Janice. Marianne, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you so much for the love. Then Evan, thank you so much for the $5. On Venmo, thank you so much, Casey, for the $1. He says, dude, sounds like he got his PhD from Trump University, so real. Izzy with the $5, who says, guess is talking like it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Then Oakley and Jacob, thank you guys for the $3 and the $5. Happy birthday, Jacob, by the way. Thomas with the $10 to buy this guy a tinfoil hat, hilarious. CD, thank you for the $10. He says, it's clear this guy isn't as smart as he thinks, clear. And then Marco, thank you for the $5 as well. Then on Super Chat, holy shit, thank you so much for the $100. Papa Wheelie, you are awesome. Thank you so much, Wheelie. Show some love to Wheelie down below in that comment section, who with the $100 donation says, this man's wife has to get pissed off when he pulls into the driveway after work. She has never been happy to see him once. Damn! Thank you so much for the $100. I love and appreciate you so very much. Thank you so much. Show some love to Wheelie. And then Stevani, thank you for the $20 donation as well. Good to see you, by the way, who says, I don't know how you do this every time, Dean. This guy's a headache. I've gotten used to the headaches. Thank you so much, Stevani. Thank you so much, Wheelie. You guys are very kind. Show some love to all the donors. I had to kick him because he got like 5 more billion flags for hate speech.
Holy shit. Okay. I didn't even realize you kicked him. He had so much confidence. So much confidence.
I feel like he was a troll. And if he was a troll, he was pretty good at it. I mean, that guy should be a stand-up comedian. He could do it for sure. He was really throwing together, a lot of, the self-praise real well. And it was honestly, I think he was a troll. If he was, he'd definitely be a good stand-up comedian. Now, Satana, I mean, I know that you just joined. I'm actually in the stream for the day. Are you?
Yeah, no. I know. I've been listening. Yeah, I'm in about an hour though. So like an hour. But I've been listening, so I knew you were getting ready to hop off. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for coming up, man.
All right, bro. Have a good one. Enjoy time with your lady.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, for everybody watching, it is that time of the day. Unfortunately, I'm going to be hopping off the stream. Thank you guys so much for pulling through. Make sure to hit that follow button on TikTok. Drop a sub on YouTube. It is free. I do this every single day. So if you ever want to see me again, make sure to hit that follow button now. And go check out Santana. He's going to be live on @SantanaSpeaks4You on all of his socials, TikTok and YouTube here in around an hour. He's a great guy. Check out his live. And with that being said, peace, love, good night, and